Hey guys, how you doing? It's Naz Sattar here again. Just wanted to make a quick video regarding today's topic, which is, sorry, let me just adjust this a little bit, which is going to be when a client says, I can't afford your services. Now, what actually does that mean? Like, a client can't afford your services. Now, that's okay. I mean, it's an excuse that somebody can have if they generally don't have the money. Now, if they don't have the money, the only way they should be able to give you that as as an excuse, as an objection, is if you've just cold called them out the blue or whatever, or they've just, a quick call to you with no background or no context. That's the only way that should be acceptable. Otherwise, if you've got a proper funnel made up, if you've got like a process, how you are getting your clients, verified through a funnel. A funnel's basically where you gather up all your leads and then you send them all into a funnel. Basically, the shape of a funnel should be, basically like a funnel. Anyway, you should know what that is. But yeah, so all the leads go into there, and then you slowly through the different levels, you should be qualifying them basically, or they should disqualify themselves. Now, how does that work? Now, what it is you should have like 10 questions or something, or at least 5 questions anyway, 5 to 7 questions. 10 would be good. So you're just qualifying them as in, what is it that you do? What is it that you need help in? Depending on the business, basically. But one of the key questions in there should be that, are you willing to invest time and money into increasing your business? Now, if they click no, then obviously that should disqualify them, because they're not willing to either, put any effort into it, or they're not willing to put any money into it. So there's only 2 things that they can do to increase their, their business. They have to get more leads, and for that they have to do either cold calling or cold emailing or DMing or whatever it is, or they've got to spend the money for somebody else to do that for them and then bring in a lead. So if they click no, instant disqualification. So if again that person's on the phone to you, then it's down to you basically, because you should have that list in front of you. They've already disqualified themselves, so you're going to be wasting your time here. So that's a proper way to do it. Now, if they've qualified themselves and they've came through the funnel, and at the end up and they've clicked on it, yes, we're willing to spend the money or whatever it is that we're willing to do. Sorry, a bit of a tight neck today. And they're willing to spend the money and do whatever it is that they've got to do, and they still come up and say, we don't have the money, or we need to ask my partner or whatever. That's another way to qualify people. That's another thing I'll discuss. That means that there's no trust in your product or your service or the way that you're coming across. Now, a client will definitely 100% sniff out if you're just after a sale, or you're nervous or whatever it is, or you don't really know what you're talking about, or you don't know how you're going to help them. They'll definitely suss it out, and the first objection will come up and say, well, that's too expensive, or I don't have the money, or I need to ask somebody else. That again, asking somebody else is a separate thing. Before you come onto the call, you should be asking them, is there anybody else that you need to have on this on the call? But there's different ways of saying that, subtle ways of saying it, rather than just coming straight out and saying, do you need to have anybody else here to make a decision? Are you the person who makes the decision? That's obviously, they'll throw up a barrier there. There's different ways of doing that, which again, I'll cover in another video. But yeah, so if they came up and they've said that they can't afford to do it, or for whatever reason, the issue is your product, your service that you're coming across with, there's no trust. So you've got to basically build up that trust. You've got to be able to show them what you can do for them, not how much it's going to cost them or whatever. It's actually how much it's going to cost them if they don't go ahead with you. So it leaves, 100%. They've got to work with you. They've got to follow up with you. That this is what you can do for them. So there's so many things and so many videos that I've got on my list here to do. But a basic thing basically is, if they don't have the money, or if they say they don't have the money, it's a trust factor. You've got to come across as authority in what you're doing. Your product has to be the top level. What you're going to provide to them has to resonate with them. That yeah, this is a pain point. And you've got to find that pain point. How do you find the pain point? Again, that's another video. How to find the pain point by asking questions. You ask them questions upon questions upon questions. One leads on to another. And before you know it, that's basically like another funnel as well. So you're just putting them through everything. And at the end up, there should be no objections. The only objection that they can have is the trust factor. Now, if you've done your job correctly, or the way that we give scripts and the way that we teach our clients and everything, you should be able to close that client without an issue. In fact, they should be handing you the money and saying, here you go, when can we start, whatever it is. But it's basically a trust factor. You've got to come across as an authority for your product, for your services, what you can do. You've got to be able to have testimonials. And some people will say, well, can I call up a testimony? Can I call up one of these people or whatever? Again, that's a separate video that I'll show how to do that. But most of the things, guys, it's a trust factor. Now, you should be able to cover that and clear that up without any issues. That's actually the main thing that I wanted to talk about today. The other thing was, a few people are asking me about the quotes that I'm putting up and everything. Guys, the quotes are not mine. The quotes are all out there on the internet. They're all in the garden of knowledge. The only thing that I'm doing is digging them back up, and I'm bringing them back up to the surface so somebody else can take advantage of them rather than being buried in the garden. That's all it is. They're already there. They're all there. And all we're doing, as I say, is we're cultivating the garden again, bring them back up to the surface so you guys, along with myself, can enjoy them and can understand with them, can resonate with them. So yeah, that was really it, guys. I hope you're all well, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.